Um, anyway, they were making estimates for how much Yaira would make on the market. From what I'd seen of Yaira and from what I'd seen with Eric July's performance, overall, and the sort of diminishing returns and the feedback that I was largely seeing, I estimated that Eric July would raise about three. I think I said 270 to 300 or something $1,000 on the campaign. That's what I expected realistically within probably the first week. In the first day, he's achieved over $1 million. Uh, Now, one of the worst things that any creator can do, and this is everyone's got to get used to this, is counting other people's money. It's not what you should be doing. Uh, but I'm human, and it is a little bit of a wake up call that not only am I so out of touch with uh, the marketplace, but also what people want. I've been working very, very hard to produce expensive, high quality comic books and manga. I received acclaim from everyone from PewDiePie to the top Japanese mangaka in the world, including the late and great Akira Toriyama. Um, it's been very flattering and very humbling. Uh, I was able to break over 2 million views in just a week with my Xenotype Pursuit series and or novel, you know, and I have a huge following of people that were very, very excited for me to do more of that. But I can't produce free content just off the top out of nothing, you know. I can't do it. That's not how it works. I have to, and advertising dollars aren't paying enough to produce manga and work at the quality that I am. So I've been stuck with crowdfunding unless I go back into mainstream publishing and close my production company. Now, looking at what Eric has done has been difficult for me. And I say this with all due respect, Eric. You know, I've got a mad amount of love for Kanan. He did the Dino King cover there, which is available on Indiegogo. The link is in the description. But just, I'm going to say some stuff that's not going to be very popular. But everything I've seen from Yaira looks like garbage. And I don't say that to be nasty or to be one of Eric's detractors. And it's got me a little bit shook up because this is my business, you know? And as I look at this, I can't see the value in it that other people do. And that's not to say that Eric can't create something great or hasn't. I just look at it and I don't see it. It seems low quality to me. It seems like it could be better. I'm not sure what the hook is meant to be. Maybe it hasn't been marketed to me correctly. But, you know, I owe an apology because, look, at the end of the day, you can strap a banana to the wall and sell it for $2 million. Call it art. It happens. We can't get caught up about it. But as someone who has literally gone sleepless nights and sacrificed and done everything humanly possible to grow as an artist. When I was a writer, you know, I gave up on my dreams of being an artist, but to grow as an artist, to grow as a writer, as a creator, and to watch Eric say so many of the things that I believe and market on that, to see him use taglines like adapt or die when the whole premise of my Xenotype line is evolve or die. Of course, they're two very close but different things. It's hard. You know, I don't want to be a narcissist. I don't want to say Eric's copying me. Clearly he's not. What he's doing is he's doing everything better than I could as an individual. And where he is succeeding, I'm failing not only myself, but I'm failing my team. I'm failing everyone who works for me. I'm failing my family. And worst of all, you know, at least in regards to the business, I'm letting down my customers. Because if I was living up to the expectations that other people have had for me, then I would be able to do the same thing. and I have been completely unable to do so. Worse, I have looked at what Eric is doing, and I was really excited for Kanan to come on board because I thought he would allow him to be more successful and grow. But now I'm sitting and I'm looking and I'm thinking, well, I don't know if it was just before Yaira, but if I'm to be perfectly honest with you guys, when the artwork was first released and we had that shot of the woman with her head twisted all the way around, and it looked like, again, very amateurish artwork with some 3D jail cells thrown in there, I thought, yeah, okay, yeah, this will probably do about 300,000. I thought it looked trashy. I thought it looked bad. But it is now critically more successful than anything I have ever done, probably will ever do in my life. Akira Toriyama's passed away, and that's going to make things interesting for not only myself, but a small group of other Western mangaka. But we'll see. We're not going to say more about that now. It's more about Eric. And I know it's small to compare yourself to other creators and think, well, what if? But it's very hard if you follow what Eric has done from the core tenets of his company and his speech about continuity, to fighting the mainstream, to everything. It's hard for me not to sort of see my own sort of drive in there and what I wanted to accomplish being done better by someone else, being done more successful than someone else. I've been working myself to near death for 7 years, trying to keep everything afloat with my company. And Eric just came along and just destroyed all my preconceptions. And now I have to face a certain reality that I maybe don't know this business as well as I thought I did. I thought it was about quality. I thought it was about story. And I'm a little bit shaken by this whole thing, if I'm to be perfectly honest with everyone. I don't understand how Yaira could reach $1 million in a day. I don't know how I could even begin to replicate that. And I know that it's my fault. I had the Postmaster General of Australia give me a shipping deal that would allow me to ship to America cheaper than Americans can ship to America. It was a scaling deal that I could subcontract to people. It would allow me to get, if I shipped enough units, shipping down to as little as $2.50 Australian, which is probably about $1 American thereabouts, a little bit more. I've completely failed that. Everyone that I attempted to bring on was poached or tried to do some variation of it themselves, and I hit a sort of dead end. I've been unable to sell units in the quantity that it would be profitable for me to produce, and I have been shouldering the costs myself largely, and I have only been able to survive in this area, in this field, purely because I have very, very devoted, very faithful and loyal backers that give generously. And I feel guilty over that nearly at a daily basis because they give, I feel, more than a lot of them need to. What else do I want to say? Money over art, okay? I understand that it's possible for people to make a lot of money on something that you might not think is very good or might be low quality. This is just a reality of our industry. It happens all the time. But I've never seen anything like this in the history of comic books. The inclusion of 3D models, the unabashed, unashamed promotion of 3D models. to the point where rather than sort of being accountable for it, they made t-shirts out of it and made money on it. Um, I understand when people are working in manga, they're speeding through backgrounds and photo reference. I get it, but I still am uncomfortable with that as personally as a creator. I find it a little bit uncomfortable. And I think maybe just because I'm old. A lot of this is me starting to think I'm old. I'm out of touch. I don't understand what people want in my industry anymore. I used to get told back in the early days, I was friends with a lot of the older guys that aren't working anymore. They would constantly worry about being aged out of the industry, and I would balk at it. Like, I'm going to be aged out. Stupid. You make good stories, you're doing serialized work, you're always going to be in demand. And I've seen it happen over and over, being aged out, and I worry that that's what's happening with me. I'm out of touch with what the community wants, that I'm falling short of expectations. And Eric completely exceeded everything I could imagine. And he should be proud of himself. I'm not disparaging him, but frankly, I look at what he's doing, and with the exception of what I'm seeing coming out of Kanan, it doesn't look good. I'm not interested. I would like to be a part of it. I would like to be excited for the next issue or want to know what's happening, but I don't care. Not even a little bit. Normally if I see value in something, if I see something, I can see a little bit of value in it. I can go, well, I don't like the art style, but I like the story direction, or I don't like the story direction, but the art's really nice. But I don't have any of that when I read Isom or the work of Eric's that I've read so far. And as a creator, that's a bit difficult for me. Because I see this tremendous outpour of success, and I see all of this hype and excitement, and I want to be happy. But I just feel like I'm coming up short. Like, if that can succeed, are all of my works meaningless? Am I wasting my time? 7 years is a long time to try and get into a position, and there have been some setbacks. We got hit with COVID. That set us back about a year. We've had people interfere. We've had actual tortious interference. People act outrage over that. I've had actual tortious interference. I had the cancer. Things have been a bit rough at times, But I was just sort of getting through it, and I was excited for what came next, and I still hope that those opportunities are there. But my perception of reality has been wrong, as far as I can tell, I'm denying reality, and it seems delusional to do that. I thought realistically that, it would have been a, $270,000, $300,000 campaign, because that's how much I sort of thought was in the market for people that would be interested in that kind of stuff. But, from looking at the character Yaira, from seeing what it was, and I thought for sure when I saw those pages when they were first released, given their amateurish and frankly unprofessional quality, like, I've had students in the comic book classes that I teach hand in superior product to that, and these are like 17-year-old kids, and $1 million in a day. It just requires some self-reflection on my behalf. Yep, there we go. I admitted to mocking the product. I'm being brutally honest with my feelings and how I was wrong.